Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How's it going? Getting set up to do a nice long run here on Zwift. We are on Zwift Community Live. We are going live out to Twitch, Mixer, and Facebook. Should have good audio. Give me a shout out on one of those chats if you don't have decent audio right now. And I will make sure I get that fixed. But we are going to show you a little bit how to get set up for a run first. Yeah, we are doing well, Rogers. See, Rogers is over at Mixer already. So we are going to show you kind of how to get set up on a run, since running is kind of new to everybody. It is released in a full release now. It is no longer hidden. So when you log into Zwift, this is a screen most people are used to seeing, where you pair your devices. Up here at the top, we're just going to click on the run up at the top. We're now in the run setting. If you notice here in the run setting, it's already paired my foot pod because that's a foot pod that I've used before. A little quirk, usually when I search for cadence, it will not pull up the foot pod for cadence. So I close that, but if I unpair the foot pod and repair the foot pod, I will then get the foot pod for cadence as well. I don't think that really makes a difference in the game, but that's my particular personality. I like to see it in the cadence box too. And I'm assuming that's what puts it into my fit file as well. And pair my heart rate strap. So now we have fulfilled pairing every option available for running now. Hey Johnny, I see you over there. So Johan is saying over at Facebook that it is hidden if you've not run before. I did not know that. So maybe the little run feature is something you gotta use once before it becomes obvious. The other part that I'm not gonna do this today, but I'm just gonna kind of show you. And you can't see my mouse cursor, but the little wrench next to the pairing for the foot pod up at the top. I'm gonna click on that little wrench and I'm gonna show you. This is where you would calibrate a foot pod. So what I would do here, and I'm not actually going to go through these steps. You can see mine was previously calibrated on 8/16. It was just 11 days ago. You would set this pace to a pace that you set your treadmill at. And once you click next, it would tell you to run 60 seconds at that pace on your treadmill. And basically Zwift uses that known pace on your treadmill compared to the pace that it's reading from your foot pod, and it would calculate some sort of discrepancy or offset there to make your pace in-game a little more accurate with your device you're running on. And mine is really well done. I calibrated mine at a 6.5 mile an hour pace, which is just around a 9-minute mile. And that's usually what I run on my long runs. So my calibration is really, really close. So I'm not going to redo it, but I wanted to show that to everybody who had not calibrated before. Thanks, Mark. Mark's commenting on my orange sweatband. We're going full on matching our Zwift avatar today, so we are going to be twins in and out of the game as much as possible, having a little fun with it. So I am going to get the run started here. We're going to click OK here. We are going to change, and let's go for a London loop. I don't want to run 9.4 miles, but I would like to maybe run up the hill a little bit. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of sneak down this list. I want to find somebody that's done like 1 or 2 miles. Here we go. This guy's done like 1.5 miles. The beginning of all courses on London are identical. So if I run with this gentleman's Thor 112, or lady, I'm hoping that they are before Trafalgar Square, where I can jump in a little bit past the start-finish line and still get up the hill on maybe a 6 to 8 mile run. So that's my goal here by running with somebody. So just kind of explaining what we're doing. Yep, and that's perfect spot. So it dropped me in just a little bit up from the start-finish line, and we will get ready to run here. I got one little thing I want to turn on for you guys, just to give you guys a little difference in your view a little bit. I have a little script that I run here, and I'm going to fire it up. this little script will shuffle my camera angles a little bit. So while I'm running, you guys are going to see a little jump around in the camera angles. So I think that gets us to where we're ready to run. So I am going to kick on my little Zwift Community Live top banner here for you guys. I had that off so you could see what was going on. We're going to get all our chat windows up. We got Mixer, Twitch, and Facebook chats up. And I believe we have pretty good audio. I'm going to turn up the music a little bit for you guys now that we're kind of going to get into the run. I'm not going to run super hard today, so I am free to chat quite a bit probably. And I appreciate anybody who wants to chat because it makes my long run seem not so long. So let's get going and see how this goes. So we're going to start out at a 6-minute mile, getting the treadmill started. Getting moving now, it should ramp up here pretty quick. Hey, Brother Puma, how's it going? Nice to see you over there, Mixer. Yeah, Johnny, I didn't have a short sleeve black shirt, but this is as close as I could come. Hey, Tom Brady Day. What's up? This is an awesome new shirt, actually, I got from Starlight Apparel. I love it. It's a base layer for cycling, but it works really well for running as well. So, hey Nathan, how's it going? Hope you're having a good Sunday. Why run? Yeah, running's hard work. I haven't done a lot of running this year, so I'm getting back into it a little bit to maybe do a long run in October. Debating about either doing a marathon or a long trail run. We're talking 30 or so miles. So, trying to decide what that may be. But for now, we're just going to get some training in. Yeah, we may do an ultra, Rogers. It's a 30-mile trail run I've done a few times. Come to Boston, Tom. Tom Brady says come to Boston. I would love to come to Boston. I got a lot of work to do before I would be eligible to come to Boston. So, if anybody doesn't know, for Boston, to do the Boston Marathon, I don't know all the details, but I know you have to have a qualifying pace, and it's basically based on age group. And there may be other ways in. I don't know if there's a lottery or anything like that, but for my age group, to qualify for Boston, I would have to PR my marathon time by about 30 minutes. I probably could get close to that with the proper training. I have the cardio fitness, but I do not like to run that hard. So, it is tough. So, my Boston qualifying strategy may be to not get slower as I get older, as opposed to trying to get faster now. I think I could run a qualifying time for a 50-year-old. I need to look it up. I will be in the 40 age bracket next year, so maybe the times will come down a little bit for me to consider it a little closer. So we're just doing a little warm-up. My pace isn't perfect yet. My calibration is a little different. Hard part about a foot pod is that your stride changes as you kind of settle in and get a pace going. So I'm actually got the treadmill set at 6 miles an hour right now, and my guy on Zwift is going just a tad bit slow. That usually changes as I run a little bit. They come into line. So Roger says for a 40-year-old, I'd have to run around a 3:15. So, I think my PR is around a 3:40. So, that's substantial. I think you're at a 3:15. What are we running there? 7:45s, 8-minute mile. I don't know. I'm not that good at math in my head. Hey Dusty, how's it going? This is Zwift, massive multiplayer, primarily cycling application, but as you can see, we are doing some running too. So, yes, breathe. And I may be breathing a little too close to the microphone. Hey Tony, how's it going? My buddy Tony over there on Facebook, he's a local guy, picking on me a little bit for who knew I even ran. Tony knows me well enough to know I'm at home on the bike. I'm not in my jogging shoes, so. But everybody's got a cross train now and then. So that's what we're doing here. So Rogers says 7:26 miles. That's a 7-minute 26-second mile for Boston qualifying. Yeah, that's painful. Tom asks, is it harder to run when you talk? Yes and no. What's good about talking and running actually is it's a good strategy for long runs to keep you in a good endurance zone. So when you're running or training in any way, and they talk about doing like long endurance miles and doing base training, one of the key drivers to that, or one of the key indications of that, is to be able to carry on a conversation while you're training and be able to speak in fairly full sentences. So, yeah, we got Tony out here. Let's try not to throw too many of those up there. But, people are saying hi out there. So Tony, my buddy Tony, is tapering, it sounds like. What are we tapering for, Tony? I bet he's got an Ironman coming up, or a half, or something. Okay, we got about a half mile in, steady pace. Another thing to notice with the run is right now, my little box in the upper left-hand corner is blue. And you see the little number 7 inside the blue rainbow bar there. So I've done 7 minutes in my blue heart rate zone, which is probably, I'm just right at the top edge of it. I think 128 heart rate gets me into the green zone, which we'll be getting up there really quickly. So, we got a good 3/4 of a mile warm up in here. We'll push it up to, let's get about a 9:30 pace going. So let's set 6.3 for a pace. And you'll see now with a little bit faster pace, my heart rate's getting into that green zone. Hey, Richard Morehouse, how's it going? Good evening. Tony Kerr, good luck up there at Ironman, Wisconsin. Tapering, I think sometimes is the hardest time getting ready. So, yeah, you guys over at Mixer, thanks for hanging out. We are a family friendly, trying to keep it PG rated, so everybody's doing all right in the chat, but just to let you know, I do appreciate you guys hanging out though. Yeah, Rogers is sharing a little info over at Mixer. This is Zwift, an online MMO. Cyclists and runners. And every avatar you see out here on screen, everybody you see in the right-hand side, is running or riding a bike somewhere. Most of them are riding a bike. Brother Puma says go Ironman. So relay that over to the Facebook watchers there that are the Ironman guys. So if you see a watt per kilogram underneath somebody's name in the right hand side, they are riding a bike. If you notice underneath my name, which is highlighted in blue, you see minutes per mile. So that's indicating that I'm running. I'm connected to the game. Yeah, breathe, water. I'm connected to the game through an ANC Plus USB receiver into my PC, and I'm running with a Garmin Foot Pod, and I've got a Viva heart rate strap on today. With the heart rate strap, broadcast my heart rate into the game, and the Foot Pod is broadcasting my run tempo so I can get a pace into the game. The running portion of the game is a little more simplistic than the cycling portion right now. So the running portion is strictly the pace that's broadcast from my foot. My Foot Pod is the pace that I run in the game. There's a little bit of calibration routine to that, which I showed you when we first started the video. So you can make sure that those are really well in line. But there's not a lot of magic to the pacing. I'm going to back the mic off just a little bit here. There we go. There is not a lot of what I would call intelligent pacing to the running. So whether I'm going up a hill, down a hill, or what have you in the game, there is no change to the in-game speed of my avatar. It simply runs the speed that I'm running on the treadmill and that it's receiving. If you were doing cycling, it's a little more intelligent with the pacing in the game, and there's a lot more detail to it. So if you're cycling in the game, if you keep your power level the same, going up a hill you would slow down, and coming down a hill you would speed up. And those dynamics are not built into the running functions yet. It is simply going the pace that I'm running on the treadmill. Lucy Reeves asks on Facebook, can you walk? Absolutely, Lucy. Actually, I have been. I usually don't broadcast it, but it's funny. I just started helping a little bit with my local triathlon club, and everybody's monitoring steps now. So we're doing Fitbit steps or Garmin steps. Everybody's got some activity tracker, right? And you get in step competitions and you do all that. So I don't get a lot of steps because I do a lot of cycling and not a lot of running or walking. So I was like, oh, what can motivate me a little bit? So we started a weekly competition for step counts. So a lot of my evening TV watching now, I will actually come down and walk on Zwift and get steps. And it's actually really accurate. I've been walking at about 3 miles an hour on the treadmill, and the Zwift game picks it up, and it walks at that pace. When we get a little further into this run, or maybe when we get done, I'll walk to cool down, and you'll be able to see that. But at some speed threshold, I'm not sure exactly where, but I'm assuming somewhere between, 4 and 5 miles an hour probably, the avatar motions actually slow down to a walk. So, Zwift is built a little bit in there now. So, Rafael asks, what pace am I running now? I am running exactly what the game says. I have my treadmill set at 6.3 miles an hour. So we're pretty accurate with the pace in the game. And there's some calibration routines that you can use to help line those up a little bit. Tueen44 asked if this over at Mixer is asking if this is the only way I exercise. And no, I actually do probably 95% of my exercising is cycling, which got me started in Zwift. But I also do some triathlon. So this is a running option that they built into Zwift. So I was a Zwift user from the cycling part of it, and I got into the running through that. So it is that's how I've made kind of the Zwift transition to running. I can see this being very popular. If anybody's ever done a half marathon or marathon training, you know, a lot of those races are in the springtime. You end up doing a lot of your running in your long runs over the winter, and I think that is due to, I think, primarily you get nicer temperatures for the races in the spring, but it makes some of the training challenging. I could really see this being an effective tool. Pretty much everybody that does a marathon training program, when you do that marathon training, you almost always do a long run every weekend. And they usually ramp up from, 6-8 miles up to 20 miles when you get to the peak of your training. And if you come into a weekend where you got, 3 foot of snow on the ground, and it's time to do your 20-miler, and you're 3 or 4 weeks away from marathon day, and you got to run. And if that's on the treadmill, then so be it. You put all that work into it. So something like Zwift is a fantastic tool to help give you something to simulate in real life running indoors. Something to occupy the mind, something to look at while you're running, and just to keep you motivated a little bit. And as time goes on, I expect to see more and more things in the running application similar to the cycling. Right now, most of the running is primarily just individuals getting on here and running and doing their thing. They've started to dabble a little bit in the workouts with the running, and they have started to talk about getting a little bit of community organized runs and things like that going. I expect that to evolve the similar way that the cycling has. So I would very much expect that over the next few months, maybe a year, that we'll start seeing organized events, maybe in the event module, maybe some more races. We've talked about duathlons. So I really expect this to really start kind of snowballing, similar to the cycling. At what pace? Only time will tell. I think it's great to see that obviously Zwift is investing in the running. They've taken it from a hidden beta into a production option within the tool that they're supporting, and they've given us levels now. One of my motivations today, if you notice the little orange bar that ends right underneath my elapsed time, if I get that little orange bar to fill up today, which I get points about every quarter of a mile, if I fill that little bar today, I'm going to move from level 4 to level 5, and I should release some cool new shirt or do-rag or headband, or I want black shoes. I'm rooting for black shoes, but I don't know what level 5 gives me. So maybe we'll all find out together. My heart rate's a little elevated today than normal at this pace. I did ride a 115-mile ride yesterday outside. So I am I'm a little fatigued today. I also stayed up way too late last night watching the Mayweather-McGregor fight. So a little bit of a lack of sleep, a little bit of lack of recovery from 100 miles. So Johan burst my bubble over Facebook. He's at level 6 and still does not have black shoes. Roger's busting my chops a little bit, telling me I'm 6 levels behind, which he is right. I am not a runner, so I am a little behind. There's a few of those diehards out there that have topped out at level 10 already. I'll get there soon enough. So this is how crazy Zwift has made my training. It is I think 75 degree, 40% humidity, gorgeous sunny day outside. And I am in my basement on a treadmill, hanging with all you guys. So I have something to occupy me while I run. Because to me, running and chatting with you guys makes my run go better than running outdoors. And that just seems crazy to me, because the treadmill is usually the most awful running experience to have. But unless I have friends to run with outdoors, this is definitely better than running solo outdoors right now. So does anybody have any running questions? Sounds like we got a few runners out there. Maybe a few Zwifters that aren't runners. So, you got any questions about Zwift running or Zwift in general? I can try to answer them. You'll see the pace get interesting here in a little bit. We're coming up on the hill. If you look in the upper right corner, you can see, not the top right, but you can see the big mountain or the hill just above the riders nearby list. And that is the road I'm coming up on. So when I get to that hill here, probably less than a quarter of a mile, we're going to be running up a, 5-6% gradient. 4 or 5, somewhere around there. Not super steep, but steep enough that the cyclist will really slow down. And you will see me running along with the cyclists a lot more than right now. They're just zooming by me. So Amit's about ready to join Zwift. Join me on Zwift. Okay. So feel free to follow me in Zwift. You can do the mobile app, search for my name, follow me, and then I will come up at the top of your rider list and you can run with me. This was a little bit of a impromptu ZCL run, so shout out to the admins at ZCL. I appreciate you responding and accommodating me. I know I can be a little rough on them from time to time. I have a little crazy schedule at home, so I can't always make a big, long, ahead of time commitment. But, so I appreciate their flexibility. Hurley says I need this kind of exercise. Yeah, it's a good exercise. I need more of it, of the running, to help balance out my body a little bit. If I focus on cycling too much for too long, I start having some struggles with some balance, primarily in the upper legs and the hip and the back, lower back. Yeah, let's say knees to belly button area can really, if you do too much specific training and don't really take care of that area, you can really get some imbalances in your mobility, your tightness of muscles and things like that. So one thing that running really gives me is it really helps me keep some of that area balanced a little bit. I start getting really tight in the front of my hips, my hip flexors, which translates to some lower back pain when I cycle if I don't keep those worked out. I do that primarily by running, spending a lot of time stretching. We are coming up to the hill here. Other people can see me running, so when people come past me, they can see me running. Like when I'm in the number one view, this view, when people are coming up behind me, I'll actually see a little thing that tells me who's catching me and how far behind they are. I've got it set up with a camera rotation right now, so you won't see that as much. Adam Webb, thanks for joining. Yeah, buddy, we need to get you running too. It's good for you. Yeah, Hurley said it's pretty cool. The realism of it's actually pretty impressive. So here you can see guys where they're not flying by me as much anymore. And so Hurley asks, is this on Xbox or PC? You have two main options right now. It is iOS, PC, yeah, and Mac, so it's three. Thank you, Riders. Most or I'd say all newer iOS devices will run the game. Mac, PCs, as long as it's a fairly new PC, it's pretty simple to get set up. If you're running a dinosaur, more than 4 or 5 years old, you might have a little bit of issue. But specifically, a lot of the people here that aren't familiar with Zwift already are probably gamers. So if you're running a nice gaming PC, you're in. It's awesome. They're also in beta with Apple TV, so I'm assuming, I haven't actually tested the Apple TV. I got a runner on my heels here too. I haven't tested the Apple TV yet, but I'm assuming it's very much like the iOS, so that'll be another good option to get online. The runner I've got here behind me, I believe, yeah, that was Amit, who was over at the Facebook channel, said he was going to join me. So you can see her over my shoulder with the green and purple. There's another runner running with me. Yeah, Hurley's for sure. So, a lot of people question hardware setup. So what I'm running on, to give you guys an idea, you don't have to have a ton of money into it. I'm running on probably a 5 or 6 year old Pentium i3. I think it's a Lenovo desktop. A cheapo desktop. I upgraded it to 16 gig of RAM, which was absolutely not necessary for the game, but that was something I did to enhance performance a little bit personally. I also put in a solid state hard drive, which also was not a huge addition for the game, but just an overall improvement to the PC. And then really the main gaming upgrade I did is I'm running I think it's a 1050 Ti video card, which the 1050 Ti, and I was running a 750, a GeoForce 750 before that, GTX 750. Now I'm running a 1050. They are both very low power video cards. So I have a very small power supply, and I'm still able to run high-end video with those cards. And I believe for $150, you can get a 1050 Ti video card that almost any modern desktop, if it has a big enough case to fit the card, will run, because it's a very low power draw card. So that's what I run on. So I'm not running Ultra HD. I can, but I'm not. But I'm running 1080p. I am running 3 monitors, and I am streaming at, I think for Zwift Community Live, I'm streaming at 720. But when I stream to my personal stream, I stream at 1080, and I'm rock solid. So, and I'm actually using the video card as my streaming encoder as well, because I'm running such a small CPU. So, to kind of give you some perspective, if you were to go buy all of my pieces new, you might have $600 into a desktop that would function probably better than mine now if you bought them all new today. Said mine are getting quite a bit of age on them. So it doesn't require a huge investment to get awesome graphics. And honestly, when I started Zwift, I ran it on this PC with no upgraded graphics, running the Intel built-in video, and it worked fine. 30, 40 frames per second, a little less detail in the graphics, but it still performed great. So there's definitely no requirement for a huge investment. Most people would have a PC that's fairly capable of performing. If you want to get into the streaming and some of the higher end video, that's when you start looking for video card upgrades and things like that. So that's my technology geek stuff. Good questions though. So Mod's pacing me here, so I'm going to do something here to show you guys. So I'm going to go over here in Zwift and click on Amit's name here. So I clicked on his name, and now I'm looking at him, and he's not got a heart rate strap on or anything right now, so all I'm seeing here is his pace, and kind of from his perspective. Then I can also click on a little thumbs up next to his name, give him the ride on. That drops the big blue thumbs up over his head. Then I can go back to my name. Elastic Binky 37 says my 5K time is 18:59. I am jealous of you, Elastic, because my PR 5K is 19:04. A mere 5 seconds shy of you. But just to get that 1.8 at the beginning has been a goal of mine. And I would be perfectly content with 1.859.99. I just want to get under 19. So, got a little work to get there. I'm not in the fitness to do that yet. I've run a couple this year in the 20-minute range. But a 19 flat is a little bit out of touch for me right now. You can also see there where Amit is typing messages in the game too. So everybody around him can see those messages. He just did the little smiley face. If I wanted to beat up my legs a lot today, I could pick up the pace here and try to run up the hill with some of the riders. Maybe we'll save that for the steep part at the top. Yeah, right, just let that knee heal up and then you can jump back into it. As you guys can tell here, my heart rate, even today's a little elevated, but well under control when I run. My max heart rate's in the 190s. Tempo pace, probably 5Ks, I'll run 170s, 175 for a 5K average. So, definitely don't have the hammer down here, but what I have to be cautious of is I have excellent cardio fitness, but not excellent run fitness right now. So, I'm trying to ease into it a little bit to not beat up the legs too much. Mike Stevens over at Facebook's asking a little more technology questions with streaming. He wants to know my mic and my webcam setup. Hey, Super Santa bro, how's it going? So for a mic, I am using a Blue Yeti, which is a relatively inexpensive mic compared to some of the real high-end ones out there. Not cheap, but relatively inexpensive, but still high quality. So that's what I'm using for a microphone on just a cheap Amazon mic stand. And then for a mic, or for a camera, right now on my treadmill, I'm actually using a Logitech, I don't know, it's a 720p Logitech one that I've got here on the treadmill. I use a 1080p Logitech camera for the cycling. It's a little bit higher end, so I don't have to move the camera all the time. I've got two of them. But even my high-end camera on my cycling is it's a really good buyout on Amazon. Less than $50, I think. I think they're one of them's a 900 series, and the other one's a 300 series. I think it's like a 930, maybe, with the 1080p camera. So, one of the things you notice with my mic that I've worked really hard on, and it works really well when I'm running, is I'm using OBS software for streaming, and I found some free plugins using Reaper software that I use for a noise gate and a sound filter. So when I'm quiet, you will hear all noise completely back out using the noise gate. And when I'm speaking, it opens up the noise gate, but it also has a filter on it to filter out some of the background noise. Mike Stevens asks, why not a Bluetooth headset and a mic? I have used just like a phone headset before, and there's a couple different things that I struggle with that. I'm a really bad sweater, so anything that's in physical contact with me pretty much gets destroyed if it's not 100% waterproof. Big headphones would make me very hot and would really annoy me. And like, I think having the gap between me and the mic, well, number one, I think this microphone will provide a better quality than most Bluetooth mics. But also, if the Bluetooth mic was right up in my face, I'm breathing really heavily, and I'm afraid it would be hard to filter it properly. So, I know a lot of guys that use those. If you ever watch Zuzkana on stream, she uses a really nice gaming headset. A lot of people I've seen do that. But I've not went down that road. Honestly, I've never explored it far enough to get it all worked out, just for fear of those things I pointed out, being uncomfortable, being hot, those types of things. So, I just got this mic boom about a week or two ago and figured out some of the plugins, and that's really improved the audio quality. So I pointed this out earlier, but now you see my heart rate is staying in that green zone. So the upper left-hand corner of the screen is primarily staying green now, and it shows 25 minutes in the green box in that little rainbow band, which is how many minutes I've been in my green heart rate zone. Brother Puma is reminding me I need to drink. Thank you for that. Yep, I'm going a little longer. Good to stay hydrated. Got a ride on from my buddy Rick Woods. Thanks for that, Rick. Amit, the guy in the green and purple following me here. Yeah, he's commenting it's super hard to text and run at the same time. And Amit is right. That's actually, I think, one of the biggest challenges with the running right now. I'm able to interact with you guys because I've got the microphone and we've got this dialogue going here because I can read. But if I needed to type, it would be really tough to maintain a pace. So when I'm riding the bike, I get a lot of flack because I'll be going at 170, 175 heart rate. I'll put my forearms up on the table and I'll type messages. I can still have, thanks Zach, I can still have really good dialogue with riders around me when I'm on the bike. So I can really easily chat. With running, the coordination that it requires to run, getting the upper body movement, the fatigue involved, even trying to do like voice to chat to text on your phone and the mobile app, it gets really tough. So I really think that's one of the challenges to the running that they need to, I think that may be one of the things that holds back the total immersion of running in Zwift versus cycling. So Oberminion, yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out. Running is a very small portion of Zwift right now, so it is pretty new. He's commenting that he's never seen running on here before. So yeah, it's a pretty small chunk, but starting to pick up some steam. Brother Broom is reminding me to breathe. Invisible Chaos. What app game is this? This is Zwift. It is a MMO game primarily for cycling. If you look, I am running on it, which is a small new feature that they've released in Zwift. So every person in the rider list on the right-hand side, including the 498 more that are not in the list right now, are all people either running or riding a bike online somewhere. So every effort in this game is representing a real-life effort of someone on a bike or on a treadmill in their home. None of this is game controller driving an avatar. It is full-on effort, heart rate, power going into the game. So it is absolutely real. Check out Zwift.com. You can check out what the game is. That's ZWIFT.com. You can see the little orange circle up there that says Zwift Community Live. That's where we're broadcasting right now. So if you're on Mixer, on Twitch, on Facebook, make sure you follow us. You follow us in any of those locations, you'll get notifications when we come live. We don't do a lot of running yet. We're working on it. We do a lot of racing and a lot of fitness-oriented rides and workouts. So follow us and check out all the different content. If you follow it, you'll probably catch me, maybe every couple of weeks at a nice bike throwdown with somebody, having a race, watching the real suffering where it's head-to-head, see who can rip one another's legs off. So Mike Stevens wants to know, how do I stream the music without distortion? The music is just a simple playlist on my PC that is playing, and I also have that music playing in my ears. It is not playing out loud in the room, so it doesn't come through my mic. And within the OBS software, I have two different audio inputs. One is the desktop audio, and the other is the mic audio. They're two separate pieces that I can regulate the volume of separately. So I keep the background audio and the music audio turned down a little bit, so my voice is very clearly over that, so you guys can hear me clearly. But when I'm not talking, when there's quiet time, we got a little bit of background, got a little beat going. So pretty simple to set up. I'm hearing what you guys hear, but I can control my volume more than you. So the music in my ears is actually very loud, because I like to have a little something to run to. So we're coming up on a pretty steep uphill portion here. So we get some cyclists alongside us. Maybe we'll push the pace here and hang with them up the steep part. Guy got McCann coming 7 seconds behind me at 4 watts per kilogram. 3, 2. Oh, there he goes flying by. He's going too fast. We won't catch him. So maybe this next guy that comes, let's watch Graney's. He's catching. We'll catch one of these guys coming up alongside us here. Oh, he's going too fast too. Let's see about Champion. He's coming, he's closing fast. We're going to pick it up here. We're going to go 7.5. We're going to watch Champion here coming. I don't think he can catch me. We're going to pull away from him. We're running up the 6% grade. It's now going down to 4 or 3. We're going to turn it back down. Whew. Our legs don't want that kind of punishment today. Back to 6.3. LCF Cash, how's it going? I keep bumping my mic, guys. Sorry about that. Mike Stevens says that I have Bluetooth earbuds. No, you probably have a hard time seeing it, but I've got this blue, got a set of earbuds in. They're plugged into the microphone. My microphone has an audio jack in the bottom of it and a volume knob on the front of it. So I can control the volume right on the front of the mic that goes to my headphones. And my mic also feeds a small amount of the microphone input into the headphones. So even though I've got headphones in, I don't sound like I'm talking with headphones in, because a little bit of my voice comes back into my ears. So that's the one thing I really like about the Yeti, is the audio controls that are available right on the microphone. Nick Gers, how's it going? That's Cooper Dark over at Mixer. Appreciate you hanging out. Obek Minion. I'm butchering all these names, but thanks on the good luck there, and have a good sleep there. We're gonna shoot for about 6 miles here, guys. Run about a 10K, and then we'll back her off, and I'll walk a little bit. we took a little different scenery today. For those of you not familiar with Zwift, I am running on a course that is mimicking a London course. So, anyone familiar with cycling may have heard of the Prudential Ride London Ride, which is I believe it might be the largest group cycling ride or event in the world. But this course is a combination of two pieces of that London landscape. They've taken a little liberty building the course, but where I started was in a portion of the course that simulates London proper. And it was actually city streets. We ran up to Trafalgar Square. We went by a bunch of London landmarks that I don't know very well. And we ran down the river. And those are all places that are very much modeled after real life London. And then we went down through a subway tunnel and kind of went into what I would say a virtual terrain shift. And we come out of that subway tunnel and we go up this hill that we're on now, which is Box Hill, which is a real hill in the Prudential Ride London. It's just farther outside of the city. So what Zwift has done is it's taken that famous cycling hill of Box Hill in the Prudential Ride London, and it's built it virtually right next to London downtown streets, and very tactically connected them into a big circuit. So I am running today on what we refer to as the London Loop in the game, which a portion of it simulates downtown London, and another portion of it that we're on now simulates Box Hill, which is in the countryside outside of London. So there are three main courses. There's London, there's Richmond, which the Richmond course mimics a World Championship course from, I believe, 2 years ago in Richmond, Virginia, where Peter Sagan won his World Championships jersey. And it is a full simulation of Richmond and that course. It's an awesome setup too. And then the third one is the Zwift Virtual Island, Watopia, which is it's the Big Mac Daddy. It's got everything, and it's all virtual. It doesn't simulate anything in real life. It is, we have a volcano, we have a mountain with snow and ski lifts, and we have 4 tough hills with jerseys. And, if I remember right, I think if you do all roads, the Watopia is a fairly large map. I think you can do somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 plus miles without repeating a road in the same direction. Yeah, Nathan says, oh, another runner, yeah. Amit was hanging out with me over at Facebook, and he used the game functions. He looked me up in the rider list, and he did the awesome function to ride with me, and he's been pacing with me now for, once he got 3 miles in, so, you know, he's only run a little over 2 miles less than I have, so it's pretty awesome. Ian Anderson says, good thing you can just coast downhill. Yeah. Unfortunately, with the running, Ian, I would love to coast right now. There is no coasting in running. Some of you maybe that have been doing your outdoor stuff, haven't been around lately. You notice all the fancy avatar stuff. Actually, look at my top bar. We're close. One of my goals for today was to become level 5. And there was almost no gray showing. So here at 5.75 miles, I may get a level upgrade, which could open me up for more cool avatar enhancements. So when you level up now in game and running, you get things like different color shirts, different color shorts. Everybody who rides with me is like, hey, how did Casey get that cool orange headband on the bike? Well, it was actually something I unlocked from running. So, all you cycle-only guys, you're never going to get to sport the cool headband if you don't get the running shoes on. So, just saying, you got to get out there and get running, or you can't get the cool stuff. They currently have 10 levels available for running, so we're about halfway there. I'm hoping for black shoes, because I like everything to match, but I've already been informed by a level 6er that's watching that he doesn't have black shoes yet, so I'm not sure what I'm going to get for level 5 here. I think we need to petition Zwift, since I probably have enough points cycling to get to like level 100, and we're capped at 25. I should be able to get like a 4-for-1 deal. I'll give up 4 cycling points to get 1 running point to get to level 10. Just because I want more stuff. Selfishly, that's why I've been walking on the treadmill and connecting to Zwift when I walk. I don't actually save my walking to Strava or to Garmin or anything like that, but it's adding points so I can unlock things. So it's pretty funny. So you guys see me walking out there? I'm not going to upload it to Strava, but you will catch me walking from time to time. Quite a bit this week, actually. Okay, I got above 575 and I didn't get the point upgrade, so guys, we may be here for the long haul. I'm not going to stop at 6 if I don't get the upgrades. Yeah, Gary Hargroder said over Facebook, yeah, way to go, Zwift, cutting edge. It really is some awesome technology. It's all things that are out there. It's just putting it all together. Putting the gaming side of it together with the things that companies like Garmin and Polar and Stride and power meter companies and smart trainers, you know, all that technology for measuring metrics to measure performance and keep accurate records for your training and things. You take that and you mash it together with gaming, graphics, and technology, and smush that concept together. It's like it's all there. It was just somebody connecting the dots. So, yeah, kudos to Zwift for connecting the dots and having the having the vision to take the leap and make the investment and trust that the market was there. I mean, the cyclists have shown it now. The explosion from what it was, you know, winter, 2015, 2014, when I started on Jarvis Island, when I was excited. Oh, running outfit 5, gray shorts, hot pink. Not so sure about the hot pink. Yeah, we're talking a little bit about some of the partnership coming, so there's some marketing stuff that is very likely to be integrated with it. So, you know, things like you get to a certain level and you can unlock your whatever it may be. I hate to throw brands out there, but let's use some brands that are already in the game, right? So you get to a certain level and you get something for Cervelo or Zip or Specialized. You know, thanks Nathan for that, congrats. 5 down, 5 to go on levels. We're not going to get them all today. So, we'll get here to a 10K, just 6.22, and it'll be right at an hour. And I got a question earlier about walking, so we'll do a few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes of a walking cool down. Kind of show you that for you step counters out there, you people that are just starting your fitness journeys and getting on and walking, getting your 10,000 steps a day, you know, Zwift can still occupy you while you do that. Yeah, I admit the streaming part is an added enhancement for me. It really turns a run like this into a true group running experience. Ian's a big streamer too. Yeah, Ian, it really does add a whole different level of fun to it. You're interacting back here, you know, having you guys to chat with and waiting for questions to come in. And honestly, I enjoy it because a lot of times they're honest questions about helping guys set up things similar to what I'm doing. We're going to slow it down here. And you'll see here, when I cross a certain speed threshold, my guy will change. He'll go from the running to the walking. They do a really good simulation there. Right around 3.5 miles an hour or so, we rolled down to a nice little walk. Amit's still trucking off the front. Keep on going there, bud. The guys, Amit's taking off here. He's going to run 10, so he's going to keep on going. So we talked a little bit, guys, about oh, careful there on the keyboard, Tandriara. We'll want to keep chat clutter down a little bit. Thank you. So we're going to go, we'll show you a little bit of how the Jim Barding has a question here. Sorry if you covered this, but is the only thing needed a Garmin foot pod, an A&T cord, and a treadmill? Yeah, for the simple setup, Jim, absolutely. Those pieces of equipment, and you are ready to go. Nothing more than that is needed. The only thing that I'm using more than that to physically run the game for me is I also have a heart rate strap. If you don't have a heart rate strap, it will do absolutely everything that you've seen me do here today, and that's actually what you're asking about. That equipment is exactly what I use: a Garmin foot pod, an A&T cord, and a treadmill. The heart rate strap is additional just to get your heart rate into the game, but otherwise, you're golden with just the foot pod and the A&T Plus. So we're gonna jump over here. So this is the user customization stuff, guys. We talked about a little bit. When I do this, the Zwift community stuff kind of hides a little bit there at the top, but you can still see it. The pink jersey here is the one we unlocked. So I can come in here and I can switch to a pink jersey. I know my camera hides some of these, but there's orange, blue, green. I like the green one, but today we were going for full in real life look. So we were going black on black with the orange headband, trying to keep it looking good. So we got to level 5, so we unlocked the pink. You can see there's still 4 lock boxes on jerseys, so I'm going to assume they've got 4 more there for me to unlock. We have unlocked the gray shorts, so we can go gray if we want. Actually, I do have gray shorts on today. I got the shorty shorts on the treadmill because that's what keeps you the most comfortable. Zwift doesn't do the shorty shorts. They need to have a little slider bar over here to raise the leg line a little bit. Us runners, we like our 2-inch inseams. Of course, you always got to sport some nice socks. I go for the crazy green. If you look over my shoulder and you see on my background there's a lot of green, that's all to help support my team a little bit. We got the crazy green going on, but we got a lot of different options here with socks. Actually, I think we got more over here. I like these socks too. Got the little green stripes at the top. Go along with my team experimental stuff. We got shoes. This is where I need black shoes. The white and the orange just isn't doing it for me. But that's all right. We'll get to the black shoes eventually. can pick some nice shades. We can go shadeless. I guess I probably should have done that today, or ran with my shades on indoors. Got our sweatband. I know there's an orange Zwift hat that I can unlock. I think maybe that may be one of those Zwift insider only things. I've only seen that on a few guys, and they all seem to have a little muscle at Zwift headquarters to get that one or something. I'm not sure the deal there. We can pick hair color, hairstyle. We may be going short hair here before long. Sporting the beard, and you can change your tan up a little bit. So all cool things that Zwift has set up here. What was that? Nathan may be referring to this screen here. So some of you that missed the, it's either the orange hat. Yeah, the orange hat. I was commenting. You got to have a little pull at the headquarters apparently to get the orange hat. It's clearly not a it's not a cycling unlock, because I'm not sure there's anything cycling I haven't unlocked, and it's not a running unlock because Nathan Garrett has it, and I know Nathan hasn't unlocked anything running. I'm guessing. I'm going out on a limb there, but I'm guessing Nathan hasn't explored the running yet. So, this is the pairing screen, and I went through this when I started the stream. A lot of you guys have jumped on since then, so it's a good place to come back and kind of revisit quick at the end of the stream here how to get from a ride to a run. You can see here at the top, there's a little bar for ride and run just under the paired device heading, and that's how you switch it now. And you can see here somebody was just asking about devices. Right here, my Garmin Foot Pod is what I have paired for both the running speed and the cadence. And then I've got the heart rate strap paired as well. And those are the inputs that the Zwift takes to do the running. So, that's the gist of the running application. I'm going to shut down my camera swab here, so it doesn't mess with things. And let's slow down here a little bit. I think the one last thing we'll show you here is we're getting ready to sign off. First, I appreciate everybody who's joined. Thanks for hanging out with ZCL. Come follow us, Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, Zwift Community Live at all three of those locations, and also on YouTube. You can see the video on demands there. You can see past races, past broadcasts, racer focus, fitness workouts, all kinds of stuff there. So follow us. Make sure you get the notifications when we go live so you can come check us out. But here, before we sign off, also, you can also find me, guys, at CS_tricks, TRIX, at both Mixer. Pretty much at Mixer now, so let's just go with Mixer. And if I'm not streaming here when I'm riding or running, I'll be streaming over there. So feel free to come find me and follow me there as well. I'm going to go in here and we're going to do the end run. And I think we may get, yeah, so here when we do an end run, it shows us what we've done. So the orange line that pops up there is the track that we ran on. It tells me who I ran with. So these were people that were near me for most of my run. It told me who I got some ride-ons from here. So a lot of people I know here gave me some ride-ons while we were running. I got a level up to level 4. I unlocked some items. You can go to timeline. So this actually shows me what I did on my run. It gives me the gray line, which is my run pace for the whole run, and the red line, which is the heart rate for the run. So those are both pretty cool little stats to see here at the end of a run. You can see there at the end where I dropped my pace off to a walk. My heart rate recovered really well. Got an average heart rate of 126 for the run, so that keeps me in a nice, comfortable zone too. Mike Stevens asks how you find me. It's CS_tricks, like the cereal Tricks, TRIX, which is just a play on my triathlon experience and my team experimental, so that's what the X is for. So You can find me there, CS_tricks at Mixer. Thanks for everybody that hung out. But yeah, this is the final screen here for what it tells you. My average of 10-minute miles, included my walk to cool down. When I click OK here and it uploads it, it'll show up in my Strava and in my Training Peaks, because I have both of those accounts synced up. So it will upload just like a normal outdoor run does, with GPS and full pace and heart rate stats inside there. So that's pretty cool. So I click OK here. It tells me I had some pace increases. So we say, oh yeah, it detected that I ran faster this time over a distance than I had in the past. And we're going to save and exit. And that's going to conclude my broadcast for the day. We appreciate everybody hanging out. We appreciate ZCL for the opportunity to come and hanging out with you guys as well. So thanks for everybody for watching, and we'll catch you next time. So follow the channels, and hope to see you all soon.